Swimming pools are fun and refreshing, but these swimming pools can also be dangerous if you're not aware and if you're not careful how you are around them or how you're using them. And today on the show, we are talking about swimming pool safety, children's safety, people safety, about everything around the swimming pool. And of course, I'm going to be joined by Alan Kiza, a drowning prevention activist and a public health expert, to discuss this in depth. I welcome you to the Aquatic Life Saving channel. My name is Grace Joyce, and I want to remind you to share, to like, to subscribe, to leave a comment, but most of all, hit that notification bell that you do not miss any episode. Again, welcome on the show. It's always amazing to have you with us. And I will start by saying you're a good swimmer. Okay, I've seen videos of you swimming. The other time over you were at the lake, then you were at the ocean, then swimming pool, then everywhere. I think you like exploring the waters. And I think that makes, not I think, and I know that makes you the perfect person to tell us about a swimming pool safety, and so on and so forth. So we shall start with what is a swimming pool?
Yeah, it is true. I personally, I enjoy swimming. Yes, I've done River Nile. I've swum River Nile. I've swum Lake Victoria. I've done the Indian Ocean.
Wow,
Hoping
Indian
to do,
Ocean, like
yes,
Indian
Ocean, both in
Isn't that a
Mombasa and
salty
Zanzibar.
water thing?
It is salt water, yes, and again, it's a different whole experience. Just trying to swim in salt water and get that feel. What I mean is, remember, drowning is very funny, and again, you drown faster in salt water than in fresh water. So, I equally wanted to have that experience. What does it feel to swim in salt water and in fresh waters? And of course, the risks are equally different. But yeah, again, like I said, I enjoy exploring, and yeah, so I did explore. And yeah, and I think sometime next year we have the swim across the Nile endurance challenge that will take place in May. And you're welcome to join us, please. The details will be, I think, dropping down there. Please subscribe, come join the fun.
But this one is for swimmers, for bathers.
It is, yes, swimmers. You should be, yeah, one of the requirements is you must be an able swimmer to take part in the event.
Able swimmer is
someone who can swim. Of course, the swim challenge will be, of course, swimming in kilometers, starting with 1, 2, 3, going up. So yeah, and it's River Nile, so River Nile water is flowing. So yeah, able swimmers, ideally.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can swim, yeah, you can come give it a come challenge yourself across the Nile. I'm certain it will be an amazing swim and experience. Yes.
Okay, that one I want to go. I'll stay on the swimming pool. So what is a swimming pool?
Well, a swimming pool is a man-made structure designed to hold water for so many purposes. 1, recreation. 2, training. It could be therapy. And of course, they come in different sizes. They come in different shapes with different purposes. The limitation is not only limited to man-made. They are also natural
swimming pools,
yes, like lakes, rivers, ponds, and so forth.
So those are also called swimming pools?
I would call it a natural swimming pool because, I mean, where I went to school, we used to swim in the river. So if you go back to college, Namasagali, we had a swimming pool, and then we had what we would call a natural swimming pool. So from the pool to the river. And I mean, it was quite an exciting experience. But again, trying to understand the swimming pools more and in a broader aspect, of course, they are different depending on 1, the intended usage or purpose or the end user. There are pools that are, let me say, tarpaulin pools or liner pools.
What does that mean?
The material, it's not, now we have what we call concrete pools, what most people call tiled pools or tiles.
Yes.
Then we have tarpaulin, which is the surface that is underneath or underground. Now, the ones that are tarpaulin usually don't have the markings of the lines because it's tarpaulin.
Wow, it's my first time to
lately,
hear this
they are kind of outphasing, going off the market, and more of concrete pools, of course, on the market. But yeah, those are some of the types of swimming pools that we have. But again, beyond that, the other types, maybe for the viewers out there to understand us more and better, we have what we call residential pools. Now, these we find in people's homes for, again, different purposes. Recreational, some create small jacuzzis for relaxing. But again, at the end of the day, it's a pool, because as long as it holds water. Then we have community pools. Now, community pools you'll find in communities like schools, what else can what are the hotels, but are still open to the public, where the public comes in and can come in and use the facility at an affordable fee and, you know, enjoy swimming. And then we also have what we call the infinity pools, which is a new trend.
It's my first time to hear.
Yeah. So it depicts an image that the pool is endless. It has no edge.
Huh?
And mostly you will notice that people do or construct these pools probably by the lakeside, riverside. So you see the infinity, that the pool does not end.
So it joins into the natural
not necessarily,
water.
but if you look at it from a distance, you see that it's continuous. So it's infinity. It doesn't end. You know, and then we also have what we call the indoor training pools or therapy pools, which of course are built indoor for indoor activities, trainings, and so forth, and therapy, depending on, again, the institution. Some are probably hospitals using them for therapy, others are different trainings, or training purposes. However, again, all pools are different. Not all pools are the same. They all come in different sizes, different shapes, like we said earlier, that the end justifies the means. So the depth will definitely be different. Okay. So you get to a pool and you notice that the depth is probably 2.8, and yet the previous pool you visited was probably 1.2. So the depth will definitely differ. Okay. The design, the shape, the rules, so everything about them does change.
Let's say on the swimming pools, you have said the depth is different. So what are the different uses that determine the depth? You say depth, infinity, tarpaulin. I've never seen a tarpaulin pool, I think.
Okay, tarpaulin, some people call them liner pools, or what we call the liner. Yeah, but it's a type of material, plastic-like, and that's why they call it tarpaulin. But,
so they just put it on the floor?
Oh, and actually, we also have another one, which is built on land. Okay. It's like a container. They just transport, put it somewhere.
For babies?
Not necessarily babies, even adults.
Even adults are small.
No. They're bigger ones. They're bigger ones. It can be transported, put on a surface area.
Put water.
Put water. People swim, and it can actually be moved away. So it's a mobile pool.
Mobile pool.
Yes.
So you've said that as the structures, different depths, and first elaborate what different uses are there for the pools that can actually determine the different structure of a pool.
Now, the uses one could be, for example, competitive swimming. So if the pool is designed for competitive swimming, then that means the whole layout will change. Mostly here in Uganda, we have 25-meter pools, and when we go for races, of course, competitions, we hold our competitions in 25-meter pools. However, we also have 50-meter pools. Now, a 50-meter pool, that's what we call the Olympic-sized pool, that's ideally also meant for competitions. But other than that, we also have small recreational pools, which come in different sizes. We've seen 20-meter pools, 10-meter pools, 12, 15. Again, depending on one, affordability of the person setting up the facility, and also traffic, the number of bathers that are using the facility. So they differ in so many ways. It could be, if it's a school pool, one, you want to look at the number, what kind of children are you looking at? Are they the toddlers, the little ones? Then they don't need a very big pool. They need a small pool for them to learn basic, simple survival swimming. Yes.
Now, what defines the depth? Why is that one is 1.8, another one is 2? What determines
again,
that
depth is also determined on depending on, again, the usage. For example, if a pool is intended for deep diving, then ideally it would be a deep pool, because you don't want to put a diving board or a diving board on a shallow pool. Otherwise, you instead.
What is diving board?
A diving board. A diving board is how can I explain? Okay, for people who do artistic swimming,
Okay.
artistic swimming is another sport.
That one of going
Yes.
that's
Or what,
like,
what most people call synchronized swimming.
yes.
Yeah. Now, for people who do artistic swimming, they use diving boards.
Yes.
Some, not all, some use diving boards for them to perform the jumps and the dives. Now, that pool has to be very deep for them to be able
to jump from high and
exactly. So if the pool is shallow,
they will
then
hit
it's hard
themselves.
exactly. It's very easy for you to hit the floor and go straight into stage 4 of drowning. So the pool has to be deep. So that's why I say, depending on the usage of the pool, what activities are you running? For example, I'll give an example of Lake Vic. Lake Vic Lake Vic has a diving board. And yeah, people go to Lake Vic Hotel for specifically to do that, because with it you can jump deep, you can dive deep, unlike the other facilities we have around Kampala or in Uganda. So depending on the usage, and again, if it's a setup for school-going children and the purpose is to basic learn to swim programs, let's say children 6 years, 5, 3, then you don't need a deep pool, because they're learning basics. They need to learn in a place where they are comfortable, where they can stand, and feel that they can actually learn.
Yes, without the
comfortably,
fear
without that
down.
phobia. Exactly.
I hear you. I hear you. And now that brings me to my next question. When I'm going to swim, what are the things I should observe at a swimming pool, and why are they important?
Yeah. And again, when you go to any facility, any swimming pool, the first things you want to look out for before you even attempt to go into that pool, familiarize yourself with the environment. Get to understand the area you're in. Look around. Look at the tiling.
Okay.
It is important for us to look at the surface of the pool. Why? One, some surfaces are slippery.
Okay.
There could be tiles, but slippery tiles. Then other surfaces are rough. So then that way, if you've taken your kids out, you can easily advise do not run, because I think do not run is one of the pool rules for most facilities. Because where there is running, there is definitely a danger, especially in crowded places. So yes, look at the surface. Is it rough? If it's rough, what potential accident will you get? If it's rough and you're running, let me use an example of terrazzo. What is going to happen? If you fall, then you're going to get bruises on your knees. If it's slippery, chances are high that you can easily slide
into the water,
hit your head on the floor, and go straight into stage 4 of drowning without you entering into the water.
Wow.
Yes, that is for a slippery surface. But again, beyond that, you also want to, again, understand the markings around the pool. One, where is the shallow end? Where is the deep end? If it's the shallow end, what's the marking on the shallow end? The marking on the shallow end will help you understand, should I take a dive or no? So it basically helps you to understand, or for it prepares you for safe entries into the water.
Okay.
Of course, pools have ladders, some have stairs, others have ramps, others have pool decks, diving blocks, and so forth. So if you look out for all those, they will help you know what kind of entry should I use before I go into the pool. For example, if you walk into an unknown facility, most people think because those ladders are there for decoration. They're actually not for decoration. Okay. You're supposed to hold onto the ladder and walk backward
to the down into the pool.
Exactly. You walk backward, holding onto.
Now for me, I use them for getting out.
Yeah, same with exiting. Same with exiting. Of course, with exiting, you walk up front and straight, out of the pool. But if you're going into the pool, it's backward. Okay. That is a safe entry, especially for mediocre swimmers or those that cannot swim at all, or new swimmers, or when you're new in a particular facility and you want to familiarize yourself. But again, beyond that, you also want to look out for the facility that you're in. Does it have a lifeguard? Okay. Does it have a lifeguard, and how far? What is the proximity of lifeguard to yourself?
To yourself,
or your children? These are things we take for granted. Of course, having a lifeguard on site does not take away the responsibility. Of course, they are qualified to teach, rather to lifeguard. However, it does not take away the responsibility from you to supervise your own children.
Especially children.
Especially
we are
children.
going to talk more about
children at the swimming pool.
So
when you walk into that facility, one, you want to understand, does the facility have a lifeguard? So you know, in case you're in distress, you know who to call. And if it doesn't have one, what other measures are you going to take about it? Then you have to be more cautious. You have to take more caution, because you know some facilities will have swim at your own risk. So if it is already warning you to swim at your own risk,
that means there is
what
no
caution
lifeguard.
are you taking? Not necessarily. Some have lifeguards and they still have swim at your own risk. But again, it is important for you to know where the lifeguard is, so that you take extra caution in case you're in distress. You know who to call and where to call. Usually they are seated at a lifeguard tower, and you must know where it's positioned, where it is. Beyond that, the other things you want to look out for is life-saving equipment. The pools always have poles. There's a shepherd's hook. There are ropes, and anything around you.
That you can...
Life buoy, exactly. Something that you can use, that in case someone is drowning, you can hold on to it, extend it to someone, and pull them to safety. So those are some of the things you want to look. Oh, and of course, you want to know where the emergency exit is, because in drowning, we only look at inside the pool. But how about in case of a fire?
Okay.
You want to know where the assembly point is. Usually these points are marked out. If there is a fire, how would you manage that? Now, it is interesting that facilities do prepare for such emergencies like fire, but then there are other emergencies they never prepare for. For example, terror.
Oh, yeah.
Terror. Now, of course, under terror, most times, okay, it depends. Now, terror, most people think take cover.
Yes.
However, there is also seeking shelter.
Oh, yeah.
For example,
even a natural disaster.
Or even a natural disaster. Now, if it's a terror incident, let's say there is a shooter on site, what do you want to do? You want to get everyone safe in a locked place, lockdown. We actually call it a lockdown alert. So if the facility has a lockdown alert, they will sound the alarm, and everyone will probably go into the washrooms, lock down all the windows, and keep everyone quiet.
Okay.
Until someone comes. So you want to know where is the emergency exit, where is the fire assembly. Now, it seems as if it's too much to know, but again, when disaster strikes, that's when you see the importance of knowing all these things. You want to know, why is that fire extinguisher, and why is it there? And of course, the other thing is, it is time we all learned basic survival care, or basic CPR. Okay. Of course, lifeguards on deck are trained. Actually, for them, they are trained in pre-hospital care. Okay. They are trained in pre-hospital care. But again, you should have some basics. Some basics that in case of an accident or an emergency, you exactly know what to do for you to be able to help someone who is in distress.
Let's talk about the swimming rules. Is it swimming rule or swimming pool rules? What are some of those rules, and why should we take them serious?
Now, one, pool safety is something that we seem to undermine. But it is important for every facility to have these pool rules. And having them means accommodating all stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? The stakeholders, one, we're looking at children. We're looking at the elite group. And then we're looking at people who cannot read. Oh, yes. Two.
You cannot read.
Then we also have people that are visually impaired.
Oh, yeah.
Someone is long-sighted, another is short-sighted. Now, we want to accommodate all these people. Now, the ideal pool rules should not be in words. Oh. Because not everyone can read.
Oh, yeah.
So,
not everyone can understand that language.
Or not everyone can understand that language. But if it's in a pictorial, in images, a child will easily understand that there is a poster here that is showing someone running with an X. Now, the interpretation will be no running. So it's easy for the child to interpret that. For someone who cannot read, the same thing. If it's in a different language, the same thing. So the pictorial image communicates louder to the public than just putting it in writing. And ideally, again, when you go to a facility, it's very important for you to read out the pool rules, try to understand them. You see, knowing too much is what puts us in trouble. Just because you were at facility X the other weekend, you think it's the same thing on facility Y. So they do change. So when you go to a facility, you want to understand how they operate, how they work, what are the pool rules. And if it's no, some facilities allow pets, some facilities don't allow pets. Yes. You know, and for so many reasons. So if you go into a different pool, read the pool rules, try to understand them. And I think that alone will help you understand I understand why the facility operates like that, but also prevent you from drowning. The pool rules will indicate, will have warning signs, entries and exits, where is the safety equipment, surface conditions, the depth and markings, and so forth. So if you skip that part, then you're going to miss out on vital information.
Okay. Exactly. And now for swimming.
For example, if once now, sorry to cut you short. Okay. Now you find a pool rule one saying, bathe before you enter the pool.
The pool, yes.
Now they're trying to save you from cold water shock.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you don't take a shower, then that means you're going to jump into the pool, get that cold shock, and before you know it, you're panicking, you're fidgeting, and then eventually you start drowning. Yes. Exactly. You know, so it is important that you read the pool rules. If they say take a shower, wash off. You're not only preventing the cold water shock, but also people come to these facilities with different oils and so forth. Now, when you enter such waters with your oils, whatever it is, they usually stay in the water. Oh. Now, all these end up in the pumping system, and sometimes they disturb with the cleaning, and that's why you notice some pools have a little bit of dirt on the sides, especially pools that are not overflow or that are not infinity. Yeah, you notice that there is usually a dirt on the side of the pool. That dirt is caused by oils that come when on your bodies, and then people who don't use shower caps or swim caps when swimming. Hair. Yes, the hairs. And also, the hairs also break and they affect the pumping system. Now remember, when this water is being treated, ideally pools are meant to treat water up to drinking standards. Oh. Why? Because as people swim, they actually drink this water. Oh. They actually drink this water. So the pool is supposed to be treated up to drinking standards. So beyond that, that means if you don't follow through those guidelines, then you're putting other bathers at risk.
Oh. That is a shocker, a real shocker, because I thought, you know, swimming pool, you just go as you are. Especially, I am not a fan of swim caps, so I feel like they restrict you a lot, but hopefully I will change in future. It's one thing to take note. Now let's talk about child supervision and child safety at the pool. First of all, should children swim? Is it important? Are they allowed?
One, drowning in Uganda claims between 3,000 to 3,500 people annually. Let me bring it closer. That is 8 to 9 people that drown in Uganda every day. Now, majority of these deaths are children. So, learning simple basic survival swimming helps us reduce the number of drowning incidents in our nation. Okay. Because drowning is real, drowning is silent, and it happens fast and quick. And the most prone people to drowning are children. Because first of all, this is happening between 20 to 60 seconds of drowning. So that means, you know how curious children can be.
Yes.
They want to try things. When they see water, they will just walk into it. They will just run into it, you know. So before you know it, they are drowning. So if you don't take the first step to preventing drowning, which is learn basic survival swimming, then we are still increasing drowning incidents. So a child can drown in water as little as, I don't know how much, very little water, you know.
Even this little water?
Exactly, yes. Yeah, water as little as that.
And this.
I'm telling you, you see, anything that is cold water, and again, we've seen this beyond swimming pools. We harvest waters at home.
Yes.
You see, when we're talking about the different types of swimming pools, you see, usually when it rains, we've seen kids play in rainwater. Sometimes we have floody homes. Now that flood is again another probably temporary swimming pool that has probably come up. So you'll find kids playing in such waters. So it does not only limit us to swimming pools, but it also expands and goes to our homes. Now, you find children playing in such waters, what is likely to happen? A drowning incident. 2, we've seen drowning incidents where people drown in basins, in kettles, in saucepans. Yes, people harvest water. You have a 3-year-old crawling son or daughter that is going to crawl because you didn't cover this container. The child crawls into that basin, falls in, they can't help themselves out, and eventually drown. Wow. In a basin, in a kettle, in a saucepan. Water tanks. We have this age group, 10, you know, they want to explore. You find them climbing up, they go into a tank because it has no cover. Before you know it, they've fallen in. And what is going to happen? They are going to drown.
So they should also know that water is not something to play around with.
Exactly. You see,
so
when a child sees water, of course, what draws them closer is play. But they don't see the danger in it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is the most worrying part, because they can hardly identify the danger in the water. For them, when they see water, they see something fun, something they can play with, ignoring the risky bit.
So now we are talking at children at the swimming pool. First of all, should they be there? Should they swim? And what ages are licensed to swim, for lack of better word?
All children should swim. There is no limit on age. Yes,
even babies.
Even babies.
Babies are
see,
young.
now this is what happens when you bring children when you take your children for swimming. One, there's what we call water familiarization.
Okay.
So the baby you're calling a baby, they're not there to swim strokes. They are just getting used to the water.
Okay.
And anything below the age of 4.
Yes.
Okay, let me say the age of 5. They are there to be on the water familiarization, confidence, and all. That is part of learning.
Okay.
It is part of learning. They do floats, they get used to the water, they can roll from the back to the belly, and that is a survival skill that even an adult needs. Okay. So when you take that child, that is exactly what they are going to do. But the most important thing is, when we go out there, you don't just want to put your child there and let them swim, no.
Okay.
Or give them to an instructor and tell them instruct.
Okay.
Keep watch. Keep watch. Keep watch. The mistakes most parents do
and guardians,
when they go out there, let's say it's a weekend, they go to the beach, they call the lifeguard, the instructor, hand over 3 kids.
And
that's
say,
now that's the time for them to read their papers.
TikTok.
Scroll through their phones. Ideally, that's the time you need to keep watch of your children, because anything could happen. Yes, remember we said that lifeguard is trained, you know, but you're looking at a lifeguard that is watching over 30, 40 other swimmers.
Yeah.
So be the first respondent, that watch over your kids, that in case of anything, you're actually the first respondent. They need to be in arm's reach
of you,
the
parent.
The parent. By arm's reach means that in case anything happens, you're quick to extend the hand and tow them to safety. Before you even think about the trained personnel, the other trained personnel will come in to manage
the secondary thing.
Exactly. You remember, people go to these facilities and there is information they never disclose.
Okay.
You've gone to the pool, you have a child that has seizures,
okay,
or even you yourself. You've gone to the pool and you have, you have probably, what other condition can you're asthmatic,
okay,
you know, and then before you know it, people start convulging and there's no one to run up to them, because 1, there's no communication, 2, there's no supervision. So supervision starts with you before you, and especially now that national schools are now on holiday.
Yes.
I think it's now paramount for all parents that are going out to the beach, different swimming pools, unless if they are in a training program.
Okay.
If it's a training program, of course, training program has qualified people that are watching constantly
on the children.
The children, of course.
Where
limited numbers and limited groups, and you know, it is different, and also the skill level.
First, talk on these training programs. Where are they? And is there recommend?
Of course,
and from ages.
Of course, I'm happy to recommend my own. Of course, Dolphins Swim Club, Kampala. We have 2 training venues. We're at Aga Khan Kololo, Aga Khan Nursery School Kololo, and Akamwesi Chebando at Loli Fun Park. You can always find us there. We take on any children from 3 years plus, even adults. We have master swimmers. You can also join us anytime, any day. We work Sunday to Sunday, and we are willing to welcome you, teach you basic survival swimming, from survival swimming into competitive swimming.
Wow. Okay. So that on that note, parents should take their kids to learn swimming.
Yes.
To learn at least basic swimming.
Let us start with basics. You see, the competitive element comes, of course, now Dolphins is a competitive club.
Yes.
We teach competitive swimming.
Yeah. So you don't have a structure for learn to swim?
Not everyone that joins a swim club is there for competitive swimming. Because the foundational class is basic survival swimming. Okay. So whether you've come in for competitive swimming at a tender age, you begin with a basic survival swimming, where you learn the basic floats, the basic survival floats, how you roll from your back to your belly, and all that. Then you'll progress into the stroke level, and then before you know it, you find yourself into into competitive swimming.
Okay.
The key message here is, of course, for parents. If everyone is watching, no one is watching.
Oh.
Yes.
Your child.
Yes. If everyone is watching, no one is watching. Let me give it. See, the thing is, we're going in a group. Let me say a group of about 10 family members.
Yeah.
We've gone to the facility. Of course, in between, everyone is. Someone is ordering for drinks, another is ordering for food. Someone is probably reading the papers. Another is scrolling through the phone. But at the same time, we are all. No. Let me put it this way. We've all taken our kids for swimming.
Swimming, I know.
You see? So, where are you? I took my kids for swimming. But no, you are not there. You're actually not available. You're busy ordering, probably scrolling through the phone, and no one is watching. And the assumption is there are so many people watching over them. So you think they are safe. They are not safe. You yourself, you need to keep watch of your own children before you even trust the lifeguard that is on duty.
Parents will say, I have my eyes on my kid. And surely they will. They are not on papers and everything. Everywhere the kid is going, they are understanding. But some parents, as we know from our generation, they do not know how to swim. They don't know some basics of swimming. So when I'm watching my kid, when do I know that my child is in distress, especially if they are in water? Because when they fall on a slippery thing, you will see that.
Yes.
But when I'm in water, what are signs that my child, my 3-year-old, my 2-year-old is in distress?
One, for starters, knowing how to swim is not enough. Yes. Swimming is a life skill, but it is not a guarantee of safety. Oh, yes.
Can't have taken my child to swim.
Why? Because, the thing is, because even strong swimmers can panic in certain situations. Two, they also get tired, and they also face unexpected situations.
Oh.
So it could happen. So yes, teaching children how to swim must be combined with supervision and safety awareness. Now, what supervision are we looking out for? And how do you identify a swimmer? And this is the knowledge that we've been talking about. And yes, how do you identify a swimmer in distress? One that is struggling to put their hands up. That is a struggling swimmer. That one is struggling. They are struggling to breathe because with swimming, you're being deprived, what we call apnea. You're being deprived of breathing. So they are struggling to keep their head above the water. Now, as they struggle, you will easily see that someone is trying to lift their hand above the water. The reason why we say that children must be in arm's reach, two, you want to notice, are they going down in the water? And if they do, how long? Because you need to keep watch, especially if they are non-swimmers or unable swimmers. Three, and again, why our eyes need to be on our children while swimming. What if someone bumps into them? We're in crowded places. What if they hit themselves on the wall or on the floor? What is going to happen? Possibly, they will go into stage 4 of drowning, or they might sustain a spine injury. So how you suspect a spine injury, we said, you see someone floating on the water, probably with a head down in that kind of position, or facing up in deep water. So, but you also look out and see if they are struggling and trying to hold on to someone, then you can easily notice that they are struggling and they need help. And you have to be quick to extend a hand and help them.
Okay. And now we go to, my child is not swimming, but at home I have things like ponds or things. How do I make my home safe, but still also make it enjoyable for the children? You say the child can drown in a basin or what. I'm washing, the child has come. How do I make it safe though?
One, for starters, how we make a drowning-free home. We want to start by emptying basins. If you're not emptying, after use, empty. If you're not emptying, cover them. Cover the basins, cover the saucepans, cover the water tanks, so that there is minimal access to water, even the toilets. Children drown in toilets.
Yeah.
Yes, so you want to make sure that the lid is is covered. If they are young children, they must be accompanied. Don't let a 3-year-old go by themselves to the toilet, because if they fall head in, then they'll probably drown in the toilet. So the supervision begins with you, that if my 3-year-old is going to the toilet, they need to be accompanied. And of course, the water safety education. We start teaching these children at a tender age about water safety. Don't do this, don't do this. Yeah.
Okay. Before we land this plane, let's shift a little on the adult swimmers, bathers, adult bathers. They have also gone to the pool. They have understood all the pool demarcations and everything. How do I keep safe from drowning in a pool area, especially outside me knowing the knowledge?
As an adult?
Yes.
One, as an adult, the most important thing for you to learn is, one, water is fun, but it can turn to be deadly and dangerous. Two, when you walk into unknown facilities or unknown waters, one, understand the rules and regulations of the facility. This is a guide for you to know how to go about the facility, to know the markings of the pool, how deep is the pool, the surface area, slippery, rough, and all that. Two, take caution, ask questions. There is an analogy that usually when, here in Uganda, when adult people go to the facility and find children swimming, they're like, how can this child know how to swim and I don't know how to swim?
Yes.
That is wrong. These children have been trained to do that. So if you look at them that way, then you're bound to drown. You're prone to drowning.
You dare yourself.
You dare yourself, and before you know it, you end up drowning. So don't assume that because a child can swim, you can only swim. So what you want to do is you want to, one, keep yourself safe by asking questions. Is this the deep end? How deep is it? Is this a shallow end? How deep is it? Where is the slope? Two, for unable swimmers, when you go into the pool, and you, first of all, understand your swimming ability. If you can't swim, why are you crawling on the rail or on the wall to find your way to the deep end? You cannot swim.
We are testing the waters.
You are testing the waters. Stay where you are, because when we're teaching swimming, first of all, we start by teaching water confidence. Now, if you don't have the confidence to tread water, how do you find yourself at the deep end on the rail? If someone comes and pushes you off, what is going to happen?
Drowning.
You'll be fighting for your life. So don't go to the deep end if you're not an able swimmer. Stay where you are safe, because ideally, for people who can't swim at all, they cannot even stand in a swimming pool.
Wow.
Because that is lesson one, water familiarization.
Yes, actually.
You see people struggling to walk in a pool.
Actually, yeah.
But if you learn through water familiarization, you get to learn how that in case I trip, how do I get up again? You know, because eventually adrenaline will rise and you find yourself rushing and panicking, and before you know it, you are drowning.
Drowning.
Drowning is real, drowning is silent, and it happens fast. So if you find your way into the deep end where you shouldn't be, no one is watching over you, what is going to happen? You're going to drown. And then when and again, adults, when you go out there, you have kids, please, why dive in a crowded pool? Talk to your children. Don't dive in even adults actually, don't dive in a crowded pool.
We want to have fun.
There's having fun, but then there's having fun that is going to
kill you.
That you will end up either hospitalized with the permanent injuries, or or you will end up dead.
I know.
So the best thing to do is we need to be cautious and know that this is not safe. I need to avoid this for you to be safe in such areas.
Okay. Yeah. So let's land this plane with two things. First, emphasize what should be an emergency response at a swimming pool, and also how should we handle it. I read somewhere that, and this was in places of fire, that when a fire breaks out, do not, it was in Uganda, temwe masamasa, temuleta kachankalano kubanga oyinza okudduka nga tejoddukira omuliro gye gukola ki gye gufa. But we want to understand what should be your emergency response as a person if you see, even if it's not your child or anything,
mm.
any problem at the swimming
At the
pool,
swimming pool.
but also what's my community responsibility as a person who loves to swim, who is going to swim, and who is at the swimming pool. Yes.
So one, as a person who's at a swimming pool, as a watcher, one, we said you have to be in arm's reach, that in case you see a child drowning, extend a hand. That is what we call arm's reach. Avoid distractions like scrolling through the phone, reading papers when you're watching over children. So extend that hand, that is one. Two, you want to learn how to evacuate.
Okay, yeah.
Which is prevention. So evacuate out of the water, but after evacuating, what next? It is important that we all learn what we call basic pre-hospital care,
Okay.
which is CPR. So,
But where do people learn this from?
the training.
We go to YouTube and just learn.
No, not really YouTube. Yes, YouTube can guide, but we also have these hands-on trainings, and we recently did some trainings about a month ago.
Actually, yeah, at Aquatic Life Saving,
Exactly.
we do those trainings. You should call us, reach us in our social media and our numbers on the screen. We can guide on how to
do aquatic CPR and rescue.
Go ahead.
Yes, so after retrieving, one, check for response, see if the child or the victim is responsive. If they are unresponsive, then you go ahead and you call for help. After calling for help, you go into CPR, which is cardiopulmonary resuscitation, where you have to resuscitate the heart to bring it back to life by doing compressions, which is 30 to 2. You take the heel of your hand, lock in, keep the hands long and straight, put at the sternum and resuscitate the victim or the child. If it's a child, we use one hand. And again, like she said, we do these trainings, so you can reach out to us if you want a group training, and we teach you how to do aquatic CPR, especially aquatic CPR. Our focus is mostly on aquatic CPR and aquatic first aid, because we go all the way into spine injury management and so forth. And of course, after resuscitating that child or that victim, again, you want to monitor, because remember, you called for help, so you want to see if they are victims of secondary drowning. Probably they drank some water. We advise them to go to hospital for management for at least 72 hours to rule out drowning.
Secondary.
Now, the drowning is ruled out by a medical team in hospital.
Okay.
You can't say I rescued someone out of the water. They are safe and they are free from drowning.
Yes.
Some victims keep the water in the lungs and re-drown again in the night while they sleep. So that's why we say, if you, after rescuing this victim out of the water, make sure they go to hospital, manage it for at least 3 days, 72 hours, 3 days. Yes, 72 hours to rule out drowning until they are dismissed and the doctors pronounce them drowning free. Other than that, we've had incidents of people re-drowning again in the night.
Okay, so let's close this. What should be my community responsibility as a member of the community, and why is it important for us to observe pool safety in our day-to-day life, really?
Well, drowning is preventable. And the most important message I want people to take home is that with simple actions like supervision, awareness, and preparation, we can save lives. Everyone can drown, not everyone should drown. So as a community, one, we want to make sure that we sensitize the public out there. We want to make sure that everyone learns simple, basic survival swimming, especially people that are around lakeside communities. Again, in Uganda, we are lucky that we've not had the worst of floods. We're talking about pools. But for some of you who have traveled, you've seen, or some of you who watch the news, you've seen very bad floods like the hurricanes. Now, we don't experience those. Now, the question is, and again, God forbid, if that kind of disaster found us in Uganda, how would you save yourself if you don't have the slightest knowledge on water safety? So as a community, I think we need to go out there, sensitize the public, and also do your role, learn simple basic survival swimming, so that it's as the number one layer of protection from drowning. And let us also help the people out there, the children, especially those that are in the lakeside communities, as we promote water safety.
Okay. Thank you so much, Coach Alan. That's very informative. And I think as bathers, we have understood. And okay, I learned that word now. It's very easy on my lips. But anyway, so I think we have learnt that, and everyone watching, I hope you've gotten that. Any final remarks?
Yes, sure. One, as a community again, one, be aware. Two, supervise children. Three, remove all risks that could be there. Three, teach skills. And then the last one is act.
Okay.
Act
Okay.
when disaster strikes.
Again, thank you so much. And today's conversation reminds us that safety around water is everyone's responsibility. As you've heard, I won't repeat anything. Please be aware, act, and come and learn swimming. Simple survival, basic swimming. Till next time, this is Aquatic Life Saving.